Oh, hello all. Alan here. Musical memory, musical journey. It's all mixed in. I'm going back to 1983. Tears for Fears, The Hurting. And I'll talk about my favorite track off that album and things I remember from that time. I was what? So 83 was 18. Sounds good, doesn't it? Was I 18? Hang on. 5, 8. Yeah, it was 18. Here we go. Let's get into it. Very anxiety driven. That synth opening, there's nothing gentle about that at all. You're immersed straight away into that pitch of anxiety. That's what it feels. That's what it sounded like. Going back to 83. A lot was said about this album. Both sides of the water. Some people thought it was just a deeply unapologetic, non-talented rip-off of Joy Division, and just various other things which I don't buy into when you do that, and I'll tell you why later. And they cite their own influences, people like Gary Newman and Joy Division, but it's not a. Yeah, let's get into it.
Is it an horrific dream? Am I sinking fast? Could a person be something that's too laugh and laugh on my own? Could you ease my load? Could you see my pain? Could you please explain the hurting? Could you understand a child when he cries in pain? Could you give him all he needs? Or do you feel the same all along? You've been told you're wrong when you felt it right, and you're left to fight the hurting.
This album, their first single was For the Children, 81, which they later put onto this album. That was a standalone. This is their first album. The album had 4 singles off it. Let me just look up. I think it was, what was my favorite one off it? Yeah, it was Memories Fade. It was one of the longer songs. And I just really like that song. But this one I also liked. It's a deeply immersive song, introspective, looking at childhood trauma, unresolved trauma, and do you need to get it out there? And you guys, you'll have your own version of that. This isn't me talking about, oh, look at my trauma. I'm just saying that's what they were singing about, and how would you bring it out? How would you open up? Could you deal with it? How would you respond to a child? What would that, as an adult, when you met another adult and they told you about childhood trauma and abuse, could you understand the pain? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I've probably met hundreds of people with unresolved trauma that I couldn't even tell you, and it would never show because they suppress it. I don't know. But this song it was a good exercise at the time. And I love the rhythmic, I love the synth-driven beat. This was all written by Roland Olathabal. Kurt Smith didn't write anything. I know there had to make some. I think there was something to do with Pale Shelter, but no, it wasn't. It was all Roland. Childhood friends, and Kurt Smith did write some, and he did sing on their big hits like Mad World and Pale Shelter. This is Roland and this Kurt Smith on backing vocals. But this was a big hit. I don't think they were hugely. I think over time they gained in popularity stateside. Probably up to Mad World or Run the World, depending on which time frame you're in. You guys are from. Tell me when it hit for you guys. it's unresolved trauma. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's what would you do? How would you deal with it? Yeah, that lingering unresolved trauma, the hurting, childhood trauma. Yeah. Got the lyrics here. Get in line with the things you know.
Get in line with the things you know. Feel the pain, feel the sorrow. Touch the heart and don't let go. Don't let go, don't let go. Get in line with the things you know. Learn to cry like a baby. Then the hurting won't come back. Come back, come back.
I tried that primal screaming in Mexico. Didn't work for me. Just didn't.
Is it on a red train? Is it on a red train? Is it on a red train? Is it on a red
I've stayed with them right up until Sowing the Seeds of Love. Then I lost contact. I didn't like Woman in Chains. Just didn't think it was a particularly good song. Not rhythmically. I loved all the other stuff. I've liked songs off the, off each of those albums. I wanted to go and see them live, so there's nothing there. You don't have to like every song that a band ever makes. And but that whole thing about Joy Division, well, I was thinking about this going in. If you've got Chuck Berry and Link Wray before that, you've got Skiffle before that and Lonnie Donegan and all those guys. Well, who influences who? And without Link Wray, do you have a Chuck Berry? Without Chuck Berry, do you have the Beatles? Without the Beatles, without Chuck Berry, do you have Elvis? Without Elvis, do you have anything? There's a whole links. And you could argue Joy Division, the Smiths, and all those guys, that they get that from the Velvet Underground, from Lou Reed, from Leonard Cohen. Was Bob Dylan a spin-off of... It just becomes an endless cycle of meaningless rhetoric. Yeah, influence, of course you can say. And I think these guys cited Newman. Well, Newman would cite whoever he cites. Yeah, he's not going to claim ownership. Trio, he really was into those guys. And Nine Inch Nails, he thought they were amazing. So, and Nine Inch Nails thought Newman was amazing, hence Gary Newman went on with them. So I would tend to be more respectful with that. Those were 3 really good albums that I've still got to this day. Sowing the Seeds of Love, I thought was a good song. Pale Shelter was a good song. Stuff for the Children was a good song. There's lots of good songs and lots of really good songs on 3 albums. 3 really strong albums. I don't know about the later stuff, guys. Let me know. Comments. Pick something off one of the albums I haven't mentioned. 'Tis Fierce 1983, their 3rd single off the album, although Stuff for the Children was on the album, it was added. Just really good stuff. It's good to look back on it. I'm not here to tell you you should use music to deal with trauma, although there is music therapy. I'm not here to say whether I think therapy is a good thing or a bad thing. This song is addressing what happens with unresolved trauma. What happens with that? What do you do with it? That's what I think. I'm probably wrong. how would you deal with it? Are you that person dealing with it? Are you in touch with it? Do you let it go? A whole mixed bag there. Still a good song. Is the album slightly maudlin? Who cares? It's a good album. If you're feeling like you need to look back and go, I kicked its ass, then go listen to it. If you touch into it and it helps you remember something about somebody who's overcome something or something sad, then touch into that album. Doesn't matter what album it is or what band it is. That's why I like this album. That's why I like the band. Don't like everything they've done, but there's very few bands I've liked everything they've done. Till next time, guys, join in. Probably sounds a little bit contentious here, but hey, it's a review, it's a reaction. It's not just a ooh, ah, I love it all. Take care, guys.